Hello, students. We are on page 78. So I'm going to read to you. Before we read, let's think about some of these questions. What do you see in the photo? In the photo, I see a man. He looks like he's on top somewhere, and it looks like there's a bed and a kitchen on the bottom. So it says, where is the man? I think that's his bedroom. I'm not sure. Where is the tiny house? Well, in the window, it looks like there's some trees, so maybe in the forest. Okay, and then it says, what is the reading about and how do you know? Well, part of knowing what the reading is about is to look at the title. And the title says tiny houses. So tiny means very small. It says, would you prefer to live in a large house or a tiny house? If I was traveling a lot, I would probably choose tiny house. But for the most part, I can see living in a normal house, at least for a long time. So I'm going to read to you. Now, I want you to look at the bold words. Those are the ones that are very, very black. And then we will talk about these words a little. So I'm going to read to you. Do you have a dream to own a house? Does the house of your dreams have many rooms? The typical American home is about 2,600 square feet. A big house is expensive. Americans spend 1/3 to 1/2 of their salary on housing cost. Most homeowners have a mortgage. They make a down payment and then pay the mortgage plus interest. Over a long period of time, besides the cost of the house plus interest, there is insurance, property tax, repairs, and improvements. Over 30 years, a $300,000 house can cost over $1 million. Not everyone wants to own a big house. Some people want to own a small house. In fact, some people want to own a very tiny house. Who wants to live in a tiny house? More and more people do. Most tiny house owners have middle incomes. Tiny houses come in all shapes and sizes, but they are usually between 100 and 400 square feet. Why do people want a very small house? The owners of tiny houses want a simple life. The average cost of a tiny house is $23,000. 68% of tiny house owners do not have a mortgage. They have more savings than other Americans. There are several websites with pictures of tiny houses. Look at the pictures. Is this lifestyle for you? And at the bottom of our reading, they always give us words that we may not know. You should always look up the words you don't understand. Mortgage, a long-term loan from a bank for buying property. Down payment, the first payment at the time of buying something. Usually 10 to 20% of the cost of the house. So we're going to go to page 79 and let's answer the questions together. Most Americans spend more than half of their salary on housing. True or false? True. Here it says Americans spend 1/3 to 1/2 their salary. So like half of everything they earn, they spend on a home. Tiny home owners save more money than other homeowners. True or false? True. The average American home is about 2,600 square feet. True. It is about that size. All right. So the one thing that I want you to look at is what were all the words that were highlighted? So a lot of the words that I saw highlighted, and I hope you saw highlighted there, this is what I saw. And in English, we use these words all the time, like for everything. So the words that were highlighted in this article were a, the, a, and an, and these are all called articles. So in the next section, we're going to talk about articles and how to use them or when they are used in a sentence.